Premier League 3 o'clock kickoffs have just finished, and I'm on automatically to get my review done, and thank you so much for tuning back in. So what a crazy few games it's been. First off, Liverpool drew 0-0 with Stoke. I'm not really going to say much about that game. It was very poor. Liverpool probably should have had a penalty, if not two, but I didn't watch it, and I'm glad I didn't watch it. And Burnley drew 0-0 with Brighton, which gives Brighton 37 points. It has pretty much guaranteed that there will be European football at Burnley next season. So on to the other games. And first off, it was a terrible defeat for Huddersfield by Everton that leaves them 3 points from the relegation zone. So they lost 2-0 to Everton with goals from Idrissa Gueye and Cenk Tosun. And that leaves them 3 points, like I said, but they have minus 10 on Southampton. So they have played the same amount of games as Southampton on 35, 3 games to go. They have got Manchester City, which will be a very tough game for them. So it's going to be really tough for them to claw out. They really needed to get something today, and they haven't. I mean, their next 3 games are Manchester City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. It's going to be extremely hard for Huddersfield to get anything from any of those games. They've got to hope that Southampton don't pick anything up, but they will. They've got Everton on Saturday night. They've got Swansea City on Tuesday before having Manchester City on Sunday the 13th on the last day of the season. They've got a good chance of picking up something about both Everton and Swansea. It's all about Huddersfield getting something from one of the big 6 in their last 3 games, which will be very hard. West Brom won again. It's all over for them. It has been for a while. Another great win for West Brom, beating Newcastle 1-0 with Matty Phillips' goal. I mean, they've won 5 games all season. 2 wins by Tony Pulis, 1 win by Alan Pardew, and 2 wins from Darren Moore. Darren Moore has been in charge for 4 games. They've drawn 13 games this season, 2 of which have been the other 2 games that Darren Moore has been in charge. They're going to go down? Of course they are. Of course they are. But, you know, they've done brilliantly under him, and hopefully they have a serious talk about what they're going to do with him in the future. And then in a massive game down the bottom in the South Coast, Southampton beat Bournemouth 2-1 with 2 goals from Shan Tadic. Gave them the win with Joshua King scoring the equaliser, but it wasn't enough for Bournemouth. They'd lose 2-1. They were banging on the door, but they could not get the equaliser. And Southampton's first win under Mark Hughes is a big one, and it leaves them 1 point from safety, with Swansea playing later. And in another really important game, Crystal Palace ripped apart 10-men Leicester, winning 5-0. That leaves them on 38 points. The maximum, pretty much, the maximum that Southampton can get is 41. They're pretty much safe. So Roy Hodgson has done a fantastic job taking a side that hadn't scored a goal, hadn't picked up a single point, and taking them to safety. Goals were scored by Wilfred Zaha, James MacArthur, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Patrick Van Aanholt, and in the 90th minute, Christian Benteke slipped but slid the ball home for a 5-0 win with Michael Brighton getting sent off. It was a terrible performance by Leicester City, and there was rumblings throughout the day about, you know, the fans not being happy with Puel. The fans aren't happy with Sam Allardyce at Everton, and, you know, it's 2 wins in their last 6, but they've lost 3 of their last 4 games. The only draw coming against Southampton, who are struggling. And, you know, I think he's a great manager, but they're not happy with him. But then again, what are they expecting? If you're a Leicester fan, tell me what you expect from your side. You know, are you expecting just to stay up every single season? Or because of the title win, are you expecting more? Everton aren't very happy with their manager despite being unbeaten in 4, winning their last 2 games, Monday and Saturday. It leaves everything very finely poised for tonight, tomorrow and next week. So Swansea take on Chelsea. If you haven't seen my review, check it out. It was my last video I put up. And then West Ham take on Manchester City, which will be an extremely tough game. But they're on 35. They could go. That's the same amount of points as Huddersfield. But Huddersfield are looking in real danger now. They are really looking like they could go here. And on Sunday, they face Manchester City at the Etihad. And with Bournemouth and Swansea, so Swansea could climb out of it. Southampton travel to Everton. Stoke Palace is the early game, as well as West Brom are taking on Tottenham Hotspur. So all of those sides could pick up points, and it's going to be tough. I mean, I don't know how that computer did this so that Huddersfield had 3 horrible games at the end of the season. Really concerned about Huddersfield Town, as you can tell, but there's still 3 games to play for everyone. Some have 4 games left, with the games that are going to be taking place in the week, and also tomorrow and Monday. So it's been a really big day in the Premier League. It's really put everything into, it's made everything tighter, and it's going to be a race to the end to see who can come out on top, who can survive this relegation dogfight. In the Championship, I'm going to touch on quickly, Cardiff City won again, leaving them on 89 with a home game against Reading, who can still be relegated. So on Sunday even, they play, and they could get promoted if they equal or better the result of Fulham, who travel to Birmingham City, another side that could get relegated on Sunday. Burton beat Bolton, leaving them on 41 points. So Burton could come up after winning 3 of their last 3 games. It's been a brilliant run by Burton. Bolton, they're going to struggle. Bolton at home to Nottingham Forest, who are 17th. So they still have hope. And then Burton have to travel to Preston North End, who are 7th, and could secure potentially a spot in the playoffs if they win. So that would be a very tough game for Burton. In League 1, MK Dons have been relegated. So that means they are going down and are going to be playing below Wimbledon next season after everything that had happened. That's an amazing achievement done for Wimbledon. That's a crazy achievement, and fair play to them. It's not, it's 2002. It's not been long. It's been an incredible journey for AFC Wimbledon, and I am delighted for them. In League 2, Wycombe Wanderers have been promoted under Gareth Ainsworth, and Accrington Stanley have been confirmed champions of the League 2, and they will be playing League 1 football, as already discussed, for the first time next year. Barnet won at Morecambe, who are 2 points clear to leave it to the final day. But Barnet, Morecambe, one of them has to go. Barnet face Chesterfield, who are on 35 points, who have already been relegated. On the final day, that's going to be massive. That's going to be a huge game. And finally, Morecambe travel to Coventry City, who won 6-1 at Cheltenham today. A great win. They have pretty much secured a playoff spot. They're currently 6th in the table, and that would be a terrible, that's a terrible fixture to end on. Barnet have got a great one. That could go down to the wire. It will be interesting to see who goes down. In the National League, Barrow survived despite losing 2-1 to already relegated Chester, and Woking have been relegated into the Conference South. Everything was sorted out in the Conference North. Salford are champions, and the relegated sides are North Ferriby, Tamworth and Gainsborough. Trinity which is interesting because 2 of those 3 won, and Gainsborough were in the playoffs not too long ago. In the South Division, Havant and Waterlooville were 2-0 up, but Concord come back for 2-2, and it looked like Dartford were going to do a crazy comeback and win the National League North, but that didn't happen with a late goal from Havant and Waterlooville to be promoted into the Vanarama National League. So that is your Saturday of football all wrapped up. Let me know your thoughts on the games. Are you as concerned about Huddersfield going down as I am, or do you think that they all get points against these bigger sides? They got points against Manchester United. Let me know your thoughts down below. I am Mike, and I will see you soon.